why are you DJ Breaking Beats?
Definitely the experience that I've been through, man. I would say throughout my life, I was low-key a musician. Growing up, my pops, was a bass player playing in a band. So when I was a youngster, man, I used to always go to gigs with him, and I would always play the drums, but I didn't notice that I had all this natural talent in me until I hit around my college time, just because I've had played sports. So I would say definitely around, like I said, man, around when I was a late teenager, bro, like I was just picking up drumsticks and like saying, you know what, I'm just going to start playing this drums and see where I can go from there, man. So that's pretty much it.
So I hear you. I appreciate that answer. I guess what I'm getting, so there's a guy I know who's like really, really good at fishing, and he fucking hates it. He doesn't go fishing a day in his life. What he really likes to do, and this is going to sound weird, like he likes being a mailman. That's his thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he's the best fisher I know. No, I don't know shit about fishing. But I guess what I'm saying is, just because you have a talent, and I'm not denying you have it, but just because you have it doesn't mean that you get to. So what makes you want to go use it? Like, do you want to carry your dad's legacy? Like, what makes you get out of bed and say, you know what, I'm going to go DJ. I'm going to go be a musician?
I guess for me personally, it was, music to me is a healing. For me, growing up, there was times where, you go through stuff, good times, bad times. Music was always there for me in life, whether it's I'm doing my homework, listening to music, that calmed me down. Sports hype me up, or stuff like that. Music is art, man. So it's definitely a healing and a blessing that it's always carried with me, even, just playing music and seeing others dance to my music when I was either a drummer or a DJ, and having people come up to me like, hey, thank you, man. I had a long week of work, man. I needed this, just to be free for one day. It makes a difference just to see people just, go from there and just have a good time, and not think of anything but music and enjoy life, bro. So I think that for me, seeing other people react, whether it's, like I said, playing live music or whatever, and seeing people, the reactions, how they're just so excited, with the music. Because I'm telling you, man, music is definitely a healing.
That's facts, man. That's facts. So now that we've jumped ahead, I kind of want to go back a little bit. Like, tell us about yourself. I know you earlier, you said your name is Christian. Yeah. So there's a side of you that I know that the audience wants to hear about. You, like, your fans, anyone who follows you, they definitely want to hear about. Tell us about yourself.
All right. So for me, Christian, born and raised Stockton, California. Like I said and mentioned earlier, I was a student athlete growing up. Played a lot of sports. I was a baseball, football, soccer, basketball. But then in high school, I went to Lincoln High School. Played football. They got me there. Played soccer, but they're like, hey, you want to play a kicker position? I was like, sure. And I started kicking, and before you know it, they're like, all right, we're going to put you to varsity because of my range of kicks. So my furthest kick, fun fact about it, my furthest kick as sophomore year was a 55-yarder. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, so that was my furthest, and one of my teammates was Brandon Cooks at the time. Oh, shit. So he was a Lincoln guy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Lincoln guy, Lincoln Trojans, yep. And also played baseball at a baseball academy, and I was just talking to my dad the other day because he did the photography and the website it was called Catch All Baseball. And Aaron Judge was actually one of our teammates too at that time. He's a Linden boy, yep.
I actually went to college with him.
Yeah. So I've been following his journey and everything too. So it's kind of cool seeing guys that you grow up to see, using their talents. And for me, whether I went to play football in college, I went to Butte College in Chico.
Okay.
Yeah, so we won a national championship there. We're the best junior college in 2013. We were undefeated. So
well, damn.
That was a fun fact that people don't know about me, that I actually have a sports, background. Yeah. So I was a kicker and punter, and I did my thing. But once I had torn my quad my senior year, and then it carried on to my college career, I kind of figured, like, you know what? I think this is going to be it. Yeah. It's time to focus more on life, maybe getting a job, and maybe focusing on music, maybe my hidden talent. And like I said, man, like one day I went to Santa Cruz, right? I'm sure you guys all been to Santa Cruz.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I was at this arcade once, and me and my family went, and there was a drummer arcade station. So you play like cover songs. And it's still there to this day because I went last year and I played a cover and it just brought back memory. And then
that's cool, man.
I was playing a cover song on Still Dre by obviously Dr. Dre, and I was playing a drum cover, and I showed my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, I think I'm pretty good at this, huh? He's like, yeah, you're pretty good. Come on, let's go. Because he was the type, he's old school Mexican, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, the drums, all right, that's cool, but whatever, this and that. And then out of nowhere, bro, from that day, I felt like something had hit me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this to the next level. I'm going to start playing at church. Mm-hmm. So I started playing at church. And then from there, I started getting noticed by different musicians who were like, hey, you want to play in our band? It's like, sure. So I started playing bands for free. And I started going at little venues here and there just for an hour, just getting out there. It was my first gig. Yeah. And then from there, bro, like, I had met Steve, actually, DJ Steve. And
Shout out DJ Steve.
Shout out DJ Steve and La Casa for sure, bro.
And La Casa.
Yeah, La Casa, man. Yeah, I met DJ Steve there actually when he first started. And he actually mentioned on this podcast too, man. And I had asked him like, hey, how do you like being a DJ? He's like, I love it, bro. Like it's a good thing. I love doing what I love doing. Because eventually, man, like being a drummer and stuff is great, but you got to find the talent and the right people to be around. Yeah. And for me, it was very hard to go off other people's schedules because it was very.
There was a beat.
Dude, hold on, dude. I am so sorry. Hey, fun fact. I am terrified of bees. I'm not ashamed of it. Grown man afraid of bees.
It's all good. I stepped on one. And that was the worst feeling in the world, man.
I was like looking at. I was like, please keep going with your story. I'm locked in on you. Locked in on homeboy.
No, for sure. Okay, no, it's all good, man.
Go ahead.
It's all good. But yeah, man. Like I started drumming, right, and then I was like, you know what? I need to try something different. Then I met this guy off Craigslist, bro. I was literally hustling. I was searching people, bro. And I found this guy, a really good guitar player.
That's dedication, by the way. Craigslist.
Bro, I was Craigslist, looking for musicians. I was always like looking and looking and looking. I didn't stop. And then I met with this guy. His name was Jesse Hendricks. Really good Spanish guitar player. Really good. And we were doing a duo for a while. We would go to travel to Reno. We would go to Jackson at all the wineries, Livermore wineries. We were going everywhere, all the nice winery venues. And from there, bro, we had something going until COVID hit. COVID hit, and he had a baby around that time.
Oh, wow.
And so he was like, hey, Christian, I'm going to move to Reno, things are not going to be the same. And, that honestly right there kind of tore me a little bit, and I felt like, man, now what with music? Because, the band side, I was just drumming with a group of friends, this and that. But I wanted to focus more on the professional side, be more focused and do music instead of goofing around, practicing, just whatever. And once he told me that, man, I was like, you know what? COVID year, I need to pick up something else that I feel like I'm maybe naturally good at. And that was DJing. And so COVID year, we got those stimulus checks. Yeah. Saved my money.
Cashed out.
Yeah. Cashed out. Got some good quality speakers, all this good stuff, man. And then from there, I just started YouTubing. YouTubing was my best friend.
YouTube University.
YouTube. And I always tell people all the time, if you want to learn something, man, go to YouTube, whether it's change an oil change or whatever, bro. YouTube. Nowadays it's TikTok because you get to the point, right?
Right.
So
30 seconds.
I'm always doing research. When it comes to things, I always do my research. And then from there, man, I started posting myself. But this is another thing people don't know about. It's on Facebook Marketplace. You can post DJ services, but you got to find a way to do it because Facebook would delete it
down, huh?
Right? Yeah. So I would find a way to make sure my posting would stay there and be active. And then offer up, I would go there too. No judgment. Whatever gets your name out there to start off, man. So I was just hustling, going to places. And then before you know it, bro, like it just all started coming along. Like it was just this instant, like schools were calling me. People were texting me, calling, saying, hey, can you come out and do this event? And at first, bro, I'm not going to lie. I was pretty nervous. Like I was definitely nervous at my first gig because I was like, dang, what do I do? Or how should I sound? Like, all these things, like, is my music good? At first I was very like nervous. I'm not going to lie. And then it just started coming naturally, bro. Naturally, I started practicing, getting better, noticing other DJs and what they do at different venues. And then it just all clicked. And then now I'm doing clubs. And I think because of me being so driven, yet humble, the first place that I went to on Miracle Mile in Stockton was called Ibiza. It's a lounge, and it's a small little lounge, has a bar. Nope, not really a dance floor, but it's a cool little spot. You know, definitely chill, hang out, good music. And this is the first place I went to, and this is a lady named Monica. So shout out to Monica, bartender
out
Monica.
Monica.
She's now a bartender at Mimosa Social. So yeah. So shout out to her because she's the first person I went to, and she hit up this guy named Havoc, DJ Havoc.
That name sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it. But go ahead,
Sometimes he's
continue.
at Walnut Creek or something like that. Yeah, he's at
That's
different.
what it is.
That's what it
That's
probably
what it
is.
is. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
he's a
Okay.
Stockton guy, so he's everywhere too.
Shout out Havoc.
Shout out Havoc, man. He's the first DJ I actually connected with right away, and he started calling me. He's like, "Hey, bro, can you take over this gig?" You know, and I was like, "Sure, man. I'm more likely to take over whatever gig you got going." You know, and started going from there, bro. And then after a while, Ibiza, I was kind of like, "Man, I want to hit up a club.
Yeah.
A club atmosphere with lights everywhere, you know, and strictly dance floor." And before I know it, man, right away, it just clicked. And from there, I started getting noticed by other DJs and by DJ Leonel. He's really good DJ. He hosts Reggaeton Fest and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that guy, him, DJ Steve, like I said, I had Tracy, you know, him. Guys like that, bro. And I just started man, that right there, bro, it really motivated me. I was like, man, I've only been a DJ for about 2 years and I'm getting this recognition already. Man, just go for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter what people tell you, bro, this is like the biggest thing. You're always going to encounter people telling you, oh, maybe that's not the music I like, or there's people that are in life that are never satisfied with your artwork or whatever it is. But there's other people that might notice you, that see that talent and that you're driven. That's all that matters, bro. If you're driven, you can take it to the next
There's
level.
7 billion people in the world, or 8 billion, but either way, billion.
Yeah.
Like, so even if this entire country, not country, but this entire state didn't like my music, your music, bro, there are 49 other states, there are hella other countries. Like, so, bro, your story, it sounds like a textbook example of hustling does pay off.
Definitely, man. It does. And like I said, I was doing whatever it took, you know, and like I said, for the money aspect, yeah, it's great. But for me, I love music. I don't even think about the money when I'm up there, honestly, personally. It's just doing what I love doing. And like I said, I can have a hard week of work because I work at a school. You know, that's my Monday through Friday. And then weekends, I'm DJ Pauly D.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a different me. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that is such a crazy bit. So you do school work and then DJ work. Not to say that those are totally different lives, but you know, most like clubs and schools are definitely not the same. Yeah, exactly.
No, definitely. And you get people, you know, and to them, for DJs, like people ask me, like, oh, is that your job, your profession? And it's like, honestly, I have another job that is a Monday through Friday, but cool. DJs are like my Friday, Saturday, or sometimes Sunday, depending on what event. But for me, it's like, I'm always hustling, bro. Like, I'm always finding like, what can I do next? Working with artists. I'm actually gonna be working with the artist. He's family, man. He's my brother, basically. Keep It Peasy. Shout out to my Keep It Peasy out of Stockton, California. If you watch his videos, he worked with artists like Lil Peep, MB Nell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring him on the show.
Yeah, definitely, bro. He's all positive, bro. That's my brother right there. So he's always talking to me about what he sees in the future too, and what I see. So we're definitely gonna link up, and we're gonna do some like a tiny desk.
Dope.
You know,
that's sick.
Yeah, because I'm bringing back my drumming. And, you know, we're going to do some acoustic, you know, whatever it is. And he's going to do some about, you know, whatever he's rapping about, doing his thing. And we're just bringing positive stuff,
You need a
man.
guitarist. I play guitar.
There you go.
Let me know.
You know, I was just going to tell you, bro, I do the cajon too. You know what the cajon is? It's so you sit on it. It's like that beatbox.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Bro, you'll be surprised how many wineries or venues, they love acoustic music.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
If you're a guitar player, a singer, and you get a trio or a duo band, that's all you need. You don't need a big old band. You just need a group of 2 or 3, bro. You're set. You go to these wineries, Jackson, Plymouth, Amador County, Livermore. I have the experience of all that, man. I work with a lot of wineries, and that's what they love.
Yeah.
You know, the people are drinking their wine. They're chilling. They hear good vibe music.
Good vibes.
Positive. They had a long week of work. They just want to hear good, positive vibes, not too much harsh, you know, hard rock. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my rock. I love metal. I love all this music, so... But at the end of the day, man, it's where the money's at right now, man.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just jumping into things too, right off the rip. So obviously a lot of these podcasts and stuff, like this is first time meeting our guests and stuff like that. So right off the rip, I could feel you have good energy. You're very positive. Sounds like you manifest a lot of the things you're working for or working towards. Just what kind of keeps you level-headed through all this stuff? Again, you have a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then also doing your DJing on the week. What kind of like keeps you motivated? What kind of keeps you level-headed just in case anything ever goes wrong? What keeps you positive?
I would say my family, man.
Cool.
My family is my number one, and I will always do whatever it takes to keep my family, you know, happy. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, it's just providing, giving them whatever I can give them, you know. So that's basically what I'm trying to get out of it, man. And like I said, I think what made me realize how life is so precious is that in 2019, I actually went through some crazy trauma where I lost so much weight and I was going through anxiety. I was going through depression for months to a year. And it was bad, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, what did I do about it? Again, I fell back on music.
Yeah.
Music was a healing. I changed my diet. I was meditating.
Yeah.
Naturally, bro. Naturally. And there's ways to do things by asking. Don't be afraid to always ask people, you know, or like I said, do your research, man.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? For me, it was listening to positive affirmations and positive videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, people going through things like what's his name? The Gypsy King, the boxer, Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I was watching Tyson Fury's story. Same thing, man. How his issue was just, you know, with the drinking, the drugs, and going through things, and how he overcame anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, how getting into fitness helped him, and, you know, breathing right, eating right, being out there in nature, grounding, putting your feet on the grass, just stuff like that we're born and meant to do.
Yeah.
And so from there, man, I was like, you know what? It's music, just being around positive vibes, family, friends, and that's it, man. There's nothing more you can ask for. That no one can ever take away. You always can fall back on family or friends that you rely on, and also God, man. For me, I'm big, and that's what made me who I am to this day. Is definitely God and my family.
God and family is super important, man. I think that a lot of that faith-based stuff, and it's not necessarily about any particular religion. Whatever you believe in is whatever you believe in. But it's super important for people to have faith. So my question for you in regards to that, how did you keep, through that hustle, how did you keep faith? And more in particular, how do you differentiate, like, okay, like, I hustled, I contacted 12 people, posted myself on X amount of websites, and nothing has worked. How do you keep faith on those kind of days?
I think you just got to have patience, man. If you know you got something going for you, is that you always got to be patient. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you got to do, and maybe you might have good weeks, bad weeks. We'll have a good day or bad day, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you got to notice, like, you know, if you have something going for yourself, be patient. Believe and trust in yourself, and that's all God it takes, man. Like, no matter what people tell you, no matter what they say, oh, maybe your music sucks or whatever, it doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, if you love doing what you got to do, you just got to be driven, humble, and just go by your way, man. Just look at that tunnel and just focus, man. Just keep going straight.
I love that, dude. I love that advice.
Bro,
so
these are like therapy sessions. Like every podcast we have, like the last few especially, like all the guests have been so like
poetic.
Mental clarity, poetic, and I'm just like, damn, bro, like thinking about my life
today.
But no, but it's actually a good thing though. But I think it's always good to put yourself around people because 100%. You can impact other people's lives, man. And like how I see other people, like, you know, like I said, watching that YouTube video of Tyson Fury, you know, that kind of impacted me in a way, family, God, wherever it may be. And that got me right on track at the same time. But you just got to have patience. That's the thing. I mean, nothing's going to happen right away. And that's what makes you appreciate life more.
That's facts, man. You know, but speaking of, you know, not just patience, but just in general, like, when we invite people on the show, we have these moments of like, man, like everyone is so knowledgeable. And I still feel like, I've asked this to Steve, so I want to ask you the same thing. Yeah. It feels like the 209 has everything it needs to be the next market. And we're right next to the Bay Area. And when I say market, I'm not talking about profitability. I'm talking about people want to come here. Right? People want to either put their businesses here or people want to move here like, man, I want to be in the heart of the 209. In your opinion, What do you think needs to happen in order for that to become reality?
I think 209, whether it's artist or whatever you do, I think we just need to carry positive attitude, man. I think to this day, whether you're from Stockton or wherever you're from, Tracy or Modesto, anywhere in that area, you know, I feel like to this day, if people see you're succeeding, which this sucks, man. At this day, if people see you succeed, some people will put you down, man.
Yeah, facts.
Wherever happened to, if we just imagine if life had just a group of people, we just all gathered around or created this, you know, like we're doing now, and just all hear everybody's story and pick each other's brains and go from there.
Facts.
How, you know 100%. What I'm saying? And just go from there. We all should win. It shouldn't just be one person. And at the end of the day, because we all, obviously, we want to succeed. We all want a nice house. We want a nice car. We all want to take care of our families.
And we can all succeed.
And we can all succeed. But it all starts with people, you know, our surroundings and what we hear outside, you know, our surroundings. And like I said, at the end of the day, we just got to, the 209 just, that's the thing, it has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And it bothers me because there's so much talent, whether you're an athlete or a musician, there's so much talent in the 209. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, I see people that are maybe rap artists or either, like I mentioned earlier, an athlete. They're really good and they're good. And then you hear a downfall or what happened? Well, maybe he got into drugs or maybe he just gave up on, you know. It's always a heartbreak, man. And like I said, man, if they just surround themselves with good, positive people or seek for help, people who want it, or seek for help, man, no matter how high up you are, what if you go through a downfall? It's okay. Just because you don't feel embarrassed, always seek for help, man. Ask questions. I think that's the biggest thing. We always got to ask questions and don't be afraid. We're human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like a lot of artists, I mean, I don't know, I'm sure you can relate too, and I'm sure you can relate too, Christian. I think that when we as artists make the art of, like, I'll speak for myself. When I make music that I'm like confident in X, Y, Z, if I have a day where I'm not feeling the most confident, I might feel like a fraud.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm like, man, I'm selling a false product. Right. Like we used to, or we hear a lot in the hip hop space. Like, do you live your raps? Like, if you're saying you're about this gangster life, like, are you actually killing people or are you actually slinging dope, whatever? Right. So I feel like it doesn't have to be that extreme. If you're an artist who raps about positivity or raps about faith, you could have that one day where you curse God's name and you might think, damn, like, am I a fraud? So I feel like people are ashamed. You guys let me know if you agree or disagree with this statement. I feel like a lot of artists are afraid to ask for help because a lot of our music is a little more on the confident side. Very few artists make music anymore about like, hey, I'm vulnerable and weak and I am nothing without God, my lady, my friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you guys think?
I think there's just, man, personally, like I said, people tend to judge too much. Imagine if we lived in the world where people mind their own business. You know how easy that's like the biggest thing. Imagine if the world did that. I mean, social media is a big thing. We all know that. It's become bigger and bigger, networking and all that. And if you post something and there's one hater from high school, yet you're in college, you're all matured. There's that always 1, 2, or 3 people always going to find something negative to say about you. Why? Because they see you wanting to do something with your art, whether it is, they see you succeed. Maybe you have a nice house, a nice car, and they're going to find any little way to try to put you down. And that's it, man. That's terrible, man. And it should be more like, hey, man, good job. I'm glad you're doing big things, you know. I don't see too much of that in this world.
Well, you know what it is, dude? Hurt people. Yeah. You know, in my experience, I feel like what it is, that hater thing is more so like the high school one is the example I'll stay on. They shat on you in high school, most likely. And if it wasn't to your face, it was behind your back.
Yeah, right.
Once you get even a smidge of success, even if it doesn't have to be $1 million house, bro. It could be a $300,000 house.
It could be a house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It could be a fucking shack, right? Yeah. If you bought it on your own, you worked hard, you did it. They're looking at you like, man, well, I mean, you still short, or you still, I don't know. Maybe they're just saying
something
that shit
negative.
about me. Yeah. Exactly, right? But it's my thing is, I think that's why that's funny now. Because if it's not legitimate criticism, like, it's just funny. And I might talk about it for an hour straight. I know this guy does, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't make me lose sleep. Do you feel like you deal with a lot of hate?
Even if I did, man, it's fine. It motivates me.
Let's go.
It honestly does. Yeah. You know, like I said, when I first started music, no matter what, I always taught myself. And like I said, going through that trauma and going through all that stuff, it made me a stronger person, man, in general. So no matter what came at my way, no matter what people would say about me or whatever, that's fine. But I'm not going to react and give them the time of day. Because if once you give them a reaction, that's what they want. Just stick to your own, man. Just worry about your own goals, and that's it. And people will leave you alone. People, they'll be like, man, nothing's getting to them. And that's how I put it. You know, I've been through a lot. Like I said, I've been through a lot of things in life too, where it got me here. But thankfully, like I said, with my family, with God, and just being patient in life and just hanging around with positive people, just growing, man. Yeah. And like I said, I'm always learning, even with the DJ stuff, man. I'm learning and being around great DJs or musicians or artists or whatever it is. Just be around those, man, getting ideas. And my goal actually in 2026 is actually something big where I never announced it yet, but
here we go.
Yeah.
Break it on the platform.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. So 2026 is gonna be pretty big for me. I'm actually, like I said, I've been working my ass off. I'm finally gonna get my house
Sweet.
so I can have my own little studio area.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I've been doing this, saving and doing whatever I can for a while. And so to me, that's big because now I can finally have my own space, my own little studio, my drum set there, not worrying about my neighbors because I live in a gated community, so neighbors are more strict.
Right,
you know?
right.
HOA. Yeah, exactly, bro. Because around COVID time, they would hate me, bro. I would always just play drums morning and night. And so for me, it's just being creative with the music and actually linking up with artists, whether I mentioned Tiny Desk, just doing acoustics, going to wineries. And now that I have my DJ equipment, I have good speakers, I have great stuff. I know what to do with the music side, bro. I'm gonna get creative. Like I said, I'm working with my brother. Like I said, keep it peasy, and we're gonna start from there. And then from there, man, we're just gonna keep growing. And he was actually asking me too. He's like, "Hey, do you do music producing too?" I was like, "Honestly, man, I can carry beats all day. Yeah, I can learn, and you know me. Once I'm invested to something, I'm definitely gonna go forward with it.
Cool.
So
Sweet.
all in. So I'm just gonna be creative with the music, man. Music in general, whatever it is, whether it's being a drummer, DJ, music producer, whatever it is, I'm just gonna go forward with the music, man.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah. I think one of the coolest things about kind of what we're building with this platform, again, I was kind of telling you off camera.
Yeah.
We just want it genuine. We want it laid back. We want it everybody helping everybody.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Just like you were saying with all your goals, like just with the people, we go to shows all the time. We go to different little side gigs or different studios and stuff all the time. So obviously if you're giving us support, we support you in anything you need. So we got tons of people that could help or bring your way. So I think that's what's cool about this platform in general. Our whole idea is just bringing the 209 and Northern California together. So
for sure, man. And like I said, I'm very thankful to be here just because we all got to start somewhere, right? And then where I started off, bro, I had to learn my own way. I had to just research, like I said, YouTube or whatever. But now I like helping people. I had even like kids come up to me, even say, "Hey, can you teach me how to DJ?" And honestly, for me working with kids, I've been doing this for about 9 years now. Just impacting a kid can actually change so much because there's so much when it comes to Stockton, man, or even general anywhere else. But it's pretty bad with violence. There's nothing to do. And that's the bad part, man. It's like when people think about my hometown, especially Stockton, there's nothing to do, bro. It's either violence or you're a student athlete, and that's it, pretty much.
And we're going to change that. Not necessarily, this platform might not be the thing by itself.
Yeah.
You might not be the person by yourself, but uniting the 209 and the Valley in general is what's going to make that happen.
Definitely.
Can you let the followers know, where can they find you on socials, all that?
Oh, yeah. So definitely DjBreakNBeats and Instagram. So that's, make sure with the N in the middle, because a lot of people put breaking, but the reason it's BreakNBeats is because, you know, originally I'm a drummer. And I'm a drummer and DJ. That's another thing. I don't know if you guys seen that. So I carry my drums to the DJ side. So people don't even know. So it's like a live entertainment while you DJ. So that's something different. So DjBreakNBeats, Instagram. You can always catch me at Mimosa Social Hall, where Finnegan's used to be on Pacific in Stockton, California on weekends. If I'm not there, I'm doing private events. Reggaeton Fest. That's gonna be big. October 11th, we're gonna have an artist, Jenny 69.
Yeah, here in Tracy.
We're gonna have here in Tracy.
That's
yep,
crazy. Dude, I'm getting married the next day, but if I wasn't, I love you, baby. But if I wasn't getting married the next day, I'd be right there.
No, for sure, man. So Reggaeton Fest, you can catch me pretty much in the 209 area. Like I said, if I'm available, if I'm not there, it's because I'm doing private events.
Sweet.
But other than that, man, you can always catch me, hit me up, or
let's say
whatever.
someone wants to book you. How do they book you?
Oh, definitely DM me, or definitely just shoot me a DM and social media, Instagram. Go from there, and we'll discuss packages, and we'll go over prices. Because all depending on what kind of event. Yeah.
Cool.
But other than that, man, definitely, and I appreciate everybody showing love and all support, and we're all here together for the 209 to bring positive.
I really appreciate you. We appreciate you being on the show, and appreciate your positivity, man.
Oh, for sure,
no matter
man.
what you do in life, please never lose that positivity.
Oh, yeah, no, never. Yep. Very thankful, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming to Nobody's Listening.
Thank you,
Remember,
guys.
when you think nobody's listening, somebody is.